What happens is our bodies naturally produce ketones whenever we start to decrease the amount of carbohydrates that we take in with our diet. Okay,
Mhm.
so if you decrease the amount of carbohydrates that you're taking in, that means
Mhm.
that your body doesn't need as much. You're decreasing sugar, you're decreasing glucose, and that means your body doesn't need as much insulin. So your body's not going to produce as much insulin because insulin is kind of partnered with glucose.
Mhm.
So if you decrease the carbs, you decrease the glucose, you decrease the insulin, what starts happening is that your body starts saying, we need fuel. And where are we going to get the fuel? And so
Mm.
it taps into your fat cells, and your fat cells start breaking apart basically, and the fat gets released into the system, makes
Mhm.
its way through through your blood to the liver, and the liver breaks the fat down into ketone molecules. So now you have this fat that has been converted to ketones basically, and the ketone is in your bloodstream, and that becomes it's going out to your brain, it's going out, the ketones are going out to your muscles, going out to your tissues, going out to all your cells, and it's providing a level of energy. And what's amazing about it is that our bodies, especially our brains, prefer ketones over glucose for fuel.
Mm.
So we're really talking about a second fuel source. If you think about things like a Tesla car. A Tesla can run on gas or electricity. And so it's a dual fuel concept. And that's really the same way that our bodies are. Our bodies can function off of glucose
Mhm.
or off of ketones for its fuel source. The issue is that
Mhm.
if you're running on glucose and you have extra glucose because you're eating a lot of carbohydrates, so you got a lot of extra glucose in your system, the glucose can't get released. Basically, it gets stored, and
Mm.
that's what it gets stored in our fat cells, and that's what makes us fat.
Mm.
If you have excess ketones, ketones can't get stored in the fat cells, and so they get released from the body either through the urine or through the breath. So it's an amazing fuel source, but that's kind of how it happens. If you just, and there's a whole lot of science behind this, and I'm not a scientist, I'm not a physician, but if you just think about the simplicity of it, you decrease the
Mhm.
carbohydrates in your diet, you
Mhm.
decrease the glucose, the sugar that is circulating in your body doesn't need as much insulin, so it's not producing as much insulin. And the body starts, or the fat cells start producing, start breaking down. The fats, running around in your bloodstream ends up
Mm.
going through the liver. The liver breaks it down into ketones, and the ketones now become a fuel source to your body.